You are listening to The Standard Podcast, February 1st, 2018 edition. This week's headlines include Scugog resident honored for brave actions. Eastern Ontario Wardens Caucus advocates strongly for regional priorities. Mayor Tom Rowett gives final chamber address as mayor. Police searching for vandals of Uxbridge mailboxes. And in sports, MoJacks on a roll heading into final week of regular season. Scugog resident honored for brave actions. Dan Kearns, Scugog. Local resident Jim Moore was recognized by Scugog Council for his bravery in helping to save a Scugog family and their animals from a house fire. Scugog Fire Chief Mark Burney told those in attendance, "On the morning of December 30th, 2016, at approximately 6:30 a.m., Mr. Moore was traveling west along Shirley Road, en route to Whitby, when he encountered quote-unquote oncoming vehicles appearing through a wall of smoke. Mr. Moore stopped in front of 1911 Shirley Road and proceeded to find a livestock pen on fire. He immediately called 911 to report the fire. With assistance, the livestock pen was forced open and the animals herded away from what would have been certain death. But, by this time, the fire had spread to the attached garage and was now threatening the dwelling." According to Chief Burney, after that, Mr. Moore attempted to alert the residents by banging on windows and finding an open door and yelling, "Fire, fire." He successfully aroused the people in the dwelling, and within seconds the residents were out of the house and safe. Mayor Tom Rowett thanked Mr. Moore for his exemplary efforts by giving him a certificate of appreciation. Eastern Ontario Wardens Caucus advocates strongly for regional priorities. Kawartha Lakes. Less than 10 days after its annual inaugural meeting and the adoption of its two major priorities, the Eastern Ontario Wardens Caucus, EOWC, spent the last 3 days in key meetings with provincial officials during the 2018 Rural Ontario Municipal Association, ROMA, conference in Toronto. Led by 2018 Chair Robin Jones and Vice Chair Jennifer Murphy, the 13-member EOWC met with Ontario Premier Kathleen Wynne, various cabinet ministers, the Ontario PC Party, and the Ontario NDP Party to emphasize the importance of the province's partnership in helping achieve and implement in 2018 the most important projects for rural Eastern Ontario. The first being building the EORN cellular and public safety broadband network, a $299 million project funded by all three levels of government, along with the private sector, in order to close the many cellular network gaps, boost mobile broadband service, and increase public safety for residents and first responders during emergencies in the region. The City of Kawartha Lakes endorsed the EORN cellular project in 2017 and agreed to invest our proportionate municipal contribution as the project progresses. The second being implementing the Eastern Ontario Economic Development Strategy, the first and only regional economic plan across the province that would address Eastern Ontario's future economic development and growth needs, including workforce development and deployment, technology integration and innovation, and integrated intelligent transportation. This strategy is in alignment with elements of Kawartha Lake's economic development strategy. The EOWC membership provided the business case and extolled the benefits, including the economic benefits, of both projects, during meetings with several key members of provincial government, including Premier Kathleen Wynne. Chair Robin Jones said, "The EOWC understands the importance of working together with the province during this critical election year. For that reason, the EOWC has kept its focus simple and identified the two most important projects for Eastern Ontario, and our members were informed, organized, cohesive, collaborative, and professional in each and every one of these important meetings." Mayor Andy Letham noted, "Over the last 3 days, the EOWC made its voice heard, loud and clear, and our message was straightforward and united. Let's work together to make Eastern Ontario an even greater place to live and work, and a model for all of Ontario." Mayor Letham and Ron Taylor, CAO, met with the new Minister of Transportation, the Honourable Catherine McGarry, to discuss existing restrictive development standards for buildings fronting provincial highways. The intent is to protect for possible future highway widening and possible local solutions and exemptions to encourage redevelopment and building repairs. The city participated in a panel discussion on water quality and the importance of private septic system maintenance, rehabilitation, and repair. Kawartha Lakes is the only active municipality in the province offering a septic rehabilitation loan program to assist landowners in rehabilitating these systems in order to protect our environment. For more information about the EOWC, visit www.eowc.org or contact info@eowc.org. For more information about the EORN cellular project, visit www.eorn.ca.
Look, up in the sky.
It's a bird!
It's a plane.
No, it's the Standard!
It's what?
It's the Standard newspaper serving Durham Region and the city of Kawartha Lakes. For all your local stories and much more, pick up the Standard today. Call 905-985-6985 or visit www.thestandardnewspaper.ca. Read it today. Mayor Tom Rowett gives final chamber address as mayor. Dan Kearns, Scugog. Mayor Tom Rowett updated Scugog chamber members and members of the Scugog community on Scugog's council accomplishments in 2017, and forecast his last year as mayor at a luncheon event on Thursday, January 25th. In November, council approved a 2018 capital budget of about $5.3 million. Mayor Rowett said one of the things this council has done differently than previous Scugog councils is that they have separated the capital and operating budget process, with the capital side being approved first. Mayor Rowett said, "Ideally, it would be nice to have the whole budget done in November, but you need to have the final numbers from your operational side." The mayor also complimented the work township staff do. He said, "All the staff in the township work tirelessly. They work extended hours. And as much as you might hear in the community that public sector workers have got cushy jobs with pensions, etc., I can tell you that this staff works so hard. I feel truly honored that they have chosen to be at Scugog Township." The township's 2018 operating budget will be presented to council at a meeting on Monday, February 12th. There will then be an operating budget open house on Wednesday, February 21st at 6:30 p.m. at the Scugog Memorial Public Library. Mayor Rowett said, "We want the feedback from the public. The more public engagement we have, the better." On the topic of the state of the township's roads, Mayor Rowett stressed the need for additional funds from the other levels of government. The mayor shared, "Our roads deficit in the township is upwards of $200 million. That's why I'm always telling MPP Granville Anderson, saying we need funds." In September, council decided to adopt a new winter maintenance policy to alter the hours of the night shift and to prioritize the township's snow clearing efforts on the township's roads, giving greater efforts to high-priority roads, while reducing efforts on lower priority ones. Mayor Rowett said, "I have not heard any negative reports from residents that the change in service has affected negatively their road clearing. I think it was a great success that these were changed with minimal impact to the residents, but what it has done is that it has saved a considerable amount of money." As well, Mayor Rowett told those in attendance the township is still going through the process on their parks, recreation, and culture master plan. In November, council reached a service agreement with the Ontario Lottery and Gaming Corporation, OLG, to receive an annual fixed fee of $874,620 starting in 2018. The fee, according to a township report, is to be indexed annually by the greater of 1.5% of the Consumer Price Index, CPI, for the immediate prior year. This agreement replaced a previous revenue-sharing agreement the township had with the Mississaugas of Scugog Island, who managed the Great Blue Heron Casino, until the OLG took over the role in September 2016. Mayor Rowett said the township is still negotiating with the Mississaugas on a similar service agreement. To wrap up his address, Mayor Rowett said he's been very proud to have the opportunity to serve his community as mayor. Police searching for vandals of Uxbridge mailboxes. Uxbridge. Durham police are looking to identify a possible suspect or suspects after finding 2 mailboxes in Uxbridge that were damaged as a result of being shot. According to police, on Thursday, January 25th at around 9:40 a.m., North Division officers responded to the area of Uxbridge Concession Road 6 and Ashworth Road in Uxbridge after reports of a damaged mailbox. The officers investigated and located a single shotgun shell nearby and damage to a mailbox, consistent with it being shot. Officers canvassed the area and located another damaged mailbox and evidence nearby. After speaking to witnesses, it is believed that these mischiefs occurred sometime on Monday night. Police say the damage appeared to be deliberate and are looking to the public for help identifying a suspect or suspects. As well, police stress and request, if there are any other victims of vandals, that they come forward and report the damage to police. Anyone with information about this incident is asked to contact Constable Shute of North Division at 1-888-579-1520, extension 2009. Anonymous information can be sent to Durham Regional Crime Stoppers at 1-800-222-8477 or online at www.durhamregionalcrimestoppers.ca.
Technical foul.
North Durham Sports. MoJacks on a roll heading into final week of regular season. Dan Kearns, Scugog. The Port Perry MoJacks offense powered them to back-to-back wins over the weekend. After defeating the Little Britain Merchants 15-0 on Saturday, January 27th, the MoJacks continued their winning ways against the North Kawartha Knights on Sunday, January 28th. It didn't take the MoJacks long to get on the board in Sunday's game. Just less than 2 minutes in, Mitch Gustafsson scored a power play goal. Less than 7 minutes later, Graham Lammers put the puck in the back of the net, giving the MoJacks a 2-goal lead. Then, with a bit over 7.5 minutes remaining in the period, Gustafsson made a brilliant deke to get around a Knights defenseman, and then scored his second goal of the game. 42 seconds later, Jeff Gauld scored off a rebound, giving Port Perry a 4-0 lead. However, with just 53.7 seconds left in the first frame, the Knights lit the lamp, and the period ended with a score of 4-1 for the MoJacks. Less than 2 minutes into the second period, Luke Wyatt scored, giving Port Perry a 5-1 lead. But, with 5 minutes remaining in the interval, North Kawartha scored. However, the MoJacks answered back. With 33.6 seconds left on the clock, Spencer Robinson put a shot through the legs of North Kawartha's goaltender, Luke Miller, into the back of the net. The period ended with a score of 6-2. Sloppy play in the third frame allowed the Knights to get back in the game. Over 6.5 minutes in, the Knights scored on a breakaway, to cut the MoJacks' lead to 6-3. Then, with less than 6 minutes left in the game, the Knights again lit the lamp, cutting the lead to 6-4. The Knights were forced to make a goalie change, with just over 5 minutes left on the clock, as goaltender Miller was assessed a 5-minute penalty for kicking a player. A minute later, the Knights were awarded a penalty shot, but Knights forward Jesse Douglas was denied by MoJacks goaltender Corey Kuipers to keep the score at 6-4. The MoJacks scored 3 times on a 5-minute power play, including 2 goals from Lammers and 1 from Jordan McCullough, winning the game by a final score of 9-4. After the game, MoJacks assistant coach Patrick Job said the team was off their game a bit against North Kawartha. He said, "You kind of get games like that after a 15-0 win. We were a little sloppy and we got a couple goals when it mattered. But we need to be a lot better than that moving down the stretch and into the playoffs. We were tired, we were a little slow, and we were turning it over." The MoJacks' next game is against the Clarington Eagles on Thursday, February 1st, at the Garnet B. Richard Rec Complex. Puck drop for that game is 7:20 p.m. They will then wrap up their regular season schedule at Scugog Arena on Sunday, February 4th, with a matchup against the Georgina Ice. The next game will begin at 2:25 p.m. For more local news, visit www.thestandardnewspaper.ca. The Standard Podcast was produced by Greenstream Studio. Visit www.greenstreamstudio.ca for all your multimedia production needs. Do you have audio production needs? Greenstream Studio is here for you. But don't just take our word for it. Let's listen to this testimonial.
This is J.D. Sutter of Porchlight Family Media. Just wanted to give a quick testimonial about working with Christopher Green. His audio editing and sound design skills are very high quality. He has always conducted himself with very much professionalism, and it has been really a joy to work with and collaborate with him.
For more information, visit greenstreamstudio.ca.